Hello, this is Dr. Lise Smith with Building Eternal Bridges, changing the face of leadership. I wanted to talk to you today about conflict and how to handle conflict in the workplace or at work. First of all, what is conflict, right? It's usually some type of negative exchange or disagreement with ideas, essentially, amongst one, two, or a group of people, teams of people, supervisor, non management, doesn't matter, right? It's just ideally a disagreement of ideas that can soon and quickly escalate if those ideas that differ so much are not managed. So we can take a disagreement, we can have a disagreement all day long, but if it's mismanaged, it can escalate. So I think that is where we want to be mindful of the conflict. It's like a very small word, but it holds a lot of weight. And when you talk about conflict, a lot of times people are very disheartening. They get defensive. They even decide that they don't want any part of it. They just immediately shut off, right? Have you ever seen that or been a part of a particular meeting, let's say, and someone begins to go back and forth, and before you know it, tempers start flying and voices start to rise and emotions start to brew and the energy in the room just shifts and you're like, OMG, what is happening here? So we're dealing with conflict. And it's those types of conflict that I love. I love them now because I have tools to navigate through conflict or situations where I disagree with the next person without it getting to the point where we need security. Okay. And so it took a lot of exercise, a lot of practice. But the problem is in the workplace, we shun conflict. We think it's taboo. But I'm telling you right now that you need to encourage your teams to embrace conflict. Is that not different from what you've been hearing? Remember, we're changing the face of leadership, okay? And we're being practical and realistic. There's no way several groups of people, different people from different walks of life, backgrounds, and experiences are going to agree on one subject all the time from the beginning to the end. If you have that on an everyday basis, I would suggest that you get some new team members because that's not realistic and that's not going to be a benefit to you as a department, a company, or a division of an organization. You want the friction. You want the tug and the pull. Now, again, I want you to be able to manage conflict. It is perfectly normal. And I encourage supervisors, managers to provide a platform where your team members can air out their feelings. Yes, the word feelings. And I don't get into feelings often, but a lot of times what we get so upset about is usually attached to a what? An emotion, a feeling. And you want to be respected, heard, and at least valued. So that comes with practice and it comes and it falls on the shoulder of the leader. The leader has to establish trust in the environment. They have to establish a safe place for ideas to exchange. You want differences of opinions. You want everybody to be their own man slash woman to give you what their thoughts are about a particular topic. If your team is nervous and scared and they start breaking out in a cold sweat because they don't agree with something you said, but they don't have the chutzpah, if you will, to voice it because you have not given a platform for that, I suggest that you call me because we got work to do. If you want, and that's, let me go back. That's really the basis of diversity. You not only want a diverse group of people per skin color, but you want a diverse group of people from different walks of life, experiences. okay, in your boardrooms, discussing, debating, healthy debates. I'm not talking about where you're in your emotions, your ego, and you're hitting below the belt. That's not a healthy debate. That's not healthy conflict. Okay. We're dealing with facts, not feelings. Okay. But you allow your team to get in there and talk about this particular topic or issue from rooted to tooted and come up with ideas that are practical and that are money makers for your organization. That's the bottom line. We're in business to make money, right? Bottom line. And so what do is when you lay all that out on the table, this person from A is bringing their perspective. This person from B group is bringing their perspective. Now you have a wealth of knowledge, and it makes decision making easier. It makes it easier. So please, supervisors, managers, CEOs, whomever, vice presidents, all you C-suite folks, please make it a part of your practice to create a platform where folks can dialogue about their ideas. If you starts to get emotional about their feelings, then that's where you have to step in and manage it, the conversation, supervisor, and bring it back to less emotion but facts. Okay, so when I disagree with Susie, I'm not disagreeing with the person Susie is and who she was 5 years before joining this firm, but I'm disagreeing with her idea about this particular situation, if that makes sense. You only know that because the supervisor, the manager, the leader have already established a sense of trust. They have become the first partakers of being vulnerable. They've given their idea, and then they had the nerve to say, "What do you guys think?" Are you that type of leader that actually wants to hear from your team? And you take in what they're saying to you, which may be different from what you initially came up with, and you weigh the pros and cons. And then as a team, there are certain things that you all can develop a decision about. And then there are certain things they can bring to the table. And then you, as the leader, have to ultimately be willing to make that executive decision. But the whole purpose is you want conflict, healthy conflict that's not hitting below the belt, but healthy conflict that is dealing with facts and the good of the team and not against any one person or two people personality or their, anything personal, right? Or their character. We're dealing with the decision at hand. So start embracing conflict, leave the floor open for a good exchange of dialogue and healthy conflict about someone's idea. Make it an expectation. Even when you're hiring, you're talking to a candidate, let them know, hey, we have room for people to be honest here because that's how we grow as a unit, as a company. Okay. And again, it's a practice. You don't want to just haphazardly go say, hey, I want y'all to fight over here. No, that's not what I'm saying. Healthy conflict is better. You leave the meeting with your chest deflated, your shoulders are down, you feel like you've been heard, you feel like you have value to your team, you're contributing something worthwhile, and you feel important to the decisions that are being made in your organization. And that is going to create a long lasting employee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video because somebody needs to hear it.